Alright guys, we are here. Obviously we're streaming at the moment. We are flying to, obviously, Crusader. Because someone got a crime start. But obviously what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to literally just go through the patch notes. So obviously guys in chat, you'll obviously hear the patch notes, and obviously this video will be uploaded later. So, the patch has obviously gone live for patch 0. It is wave 2 still, so generally it's a good patch. There's only one major problem that I would say they need to fix, but we'll get to that towards the end of it. But obviously chat and I have been testing it for the past hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's generally been pretty good. The AI are very responsive and shoot you. We'll get to that. But obviously guys, wave 2, database reset, yes, long-term persistence enabled, pledge copy 15 million, testing focus is obviously server crash recovery, healing, hospitals, Starlifter Hercules, Origin 400i, bombs, infiltrate and defend missions, loot generation, personal inventory, Horizon version 2, and Arena Commander revamp. Known issues, ground vehicles and initial spawn points. So, obviously with that, this is the latest update. Your initial spawn closet, the location of all your ships. If you have ground vehicles through the pledge store, selecting them initial home location sports ground vehicles like New Babbage would be best. After a server crash, attempting to reconnect may result in infinite loading screens and being unable to interact with the menu. Normally log out, log back in is obviously the way to fix that, but players will need to exit the game and reload, which is as we sort of said. Pledge items lost on death. With upcoming changes, players will now lose items that are equipped on character upon death. This includes items from the pledge store. Now, it is only a temporary thing. You haven't lost them forever. They are still in your hangar. You just need to do a database reset and your items will be back. It's not a permanent thing. There is a lot of misinformation going around regarding this. At the end of the day, guys, they are putting in a patch 4.1. But at the moment, try not to wear the armor if you're attached to it. But like I said, if you do lose it, you can obviously just go in and just do a reset, and that will fix that problem. So you haven't totally lost it. It's just not available in-game at the moment for you after you lose it with your upon death. So, medical beacons do not complete mission payment when player is brought back from incapacitation. I just had it downstate. I didn't even check to see if he got paid. Items for personal inventory are inaccessible from local inventory after dying and respawning in the same city. QT UI is not centered, causing a confusion on misalignment. The New Babbage train may stop and open doors to avoid, where player can run out and fall through geometry. Haven't seen that, but maybe. Player can also have previously equipped items disappear altogether when they exit and go back, as opposed to back as the opposite gender. All actor status widgets and weapon ammo count UI will be missing after the actor equips a helmet. I've noticed this whenever you grab a helmet, obviously your helmet stops working. It's technically there, you don't suffocate or anything like that, but all the UI goes away. So it's good they've realized that, and obviously they'll be fixing it. All active status widgets and selecting and carrying prompt on weapons inside inventory equips the weapons instead. When re-equipping items from the loot box in 0G, equipping the torso and arms will cause large amounts of inventory, causing camera shakes. Yeah, we just went back to the menu. I think we 30k'd. The player is unable to select ground vehicles as a sell location on trade terminals and kiosks. Players unable to select store ships in the refinery terminal. Weapon projectiles territory will not behave correctly when shooting from one zone inside of a ship out to the other. Multiple heavy ammo arms clip partially or obscure some of the Mobius icons. Destroying mission spawn reinforcement type ships does not always trigger the outgoing call to arms mission rewards. Parts of Area 18 Cityscope can be seen clipping into the surface of the Starport Highway. Missiles can hit the player's ship when they are fired whilst moving forward. Area commander players can spawn facing the wrong way at the start of the match after dying. Audio announce call out for match over. You have won, lost the match can be heard multiple times at the end of a round. Quantum drive does not engage consistently. Demon Fang knife asset is missing from the game. So, feature updates, gameplay, inventory polish pass, added the ability to unselect a quick filter by clicking it again. Update category filter state when changing the custom file filter so they match. Added loot option when interacting with down player. Backpacks. Added new contextual option to equip all from sack to available to item ports. Say that again. Added new contextual option to equip all from stack to avoid item ports. Okay. Healing and down status, medical polish pass. New wear damage threshold, which once reached receives wear damage should trigger a 0% chance in triggering the next injury severity. Change to trigger next injury severity will increase as the wear damage approaches 100%. Threshold with a cooldown on how frequent this can trigger. Added toggle control widget and Cure Life medical tool should now have a hover selector. Click feedback and added icon animation. Added new healing beacon HUD displays for help is on the way. I noticed that when I went down. When the mission is accepted and rescue aborted. Awaiting response the new beacon when the mission is abandoned. This will display updates to revive service beacon acceptance status and auto trigger a substance beacon if the first is abandoned. Play will now be considered as fully killed if they disconnect from a server while in a down state. So that basically is them turning around saying at the end of the day, once they've gone through and you've accepted a mission, obviously it will update the person that's in a down state. If you abandon it, it'll update it again, let them know, blah, blah, blah. Broken Moon AC Polish removes volumetric clouds from Broken Moon to help increase performance. Red out effects when reaching the edge of the playable area will now start to minimize and increase in severity the longer the player is out of bounds. Made initial bounty hunter missions shareable. So obviously bug fixing. This is the major thing, right? Fix the major issue causing players to get 20018 errors and infinite loading after logging in and out of a ship bed or crashing. Players' ships should no longer be thrown into an unknown state if they leave a server manually or 30k when they have their ship out on landing pads. I did notice this. I haven't had a chance to put an issue council, so I'm glad they fixed that. The 400i fuel intake should no longer be missing. Cutlass Black backdoor ramp should now function correctly. New baggage should no longer have missing dome roofs. Fix an issue causing ship UI to appear very bright and sometimes causing the mobiGlas and star map to be unreadable. Fixed an issue causing inventory items to block inventory filter button interaction when partly overlapping the top. So items on the far right of the inventory should no longer have the information panel cut off outside the screen when right-clicking on them. Fixed an issue is causing bartenders to never re-interact with players. Fixed an issue causing a capacitor ammo count UI to sometimes disappear after cycling on and off. Ships claimed via insurance should now be correctly restored to the VMA for loadout and editing without having... No, don't do that. Hang on. Where is it? Loadout and edit when having to restore. Fix an issue causing picked up items to be invisible when two players try to loot the same item. Fixed an issue causing AI to not react to players and get stuck in non-responsive state. They have fixed that. It definitely does look a lot better. There's still some issues with the underground facility, but we'll get to that in a sec. Fixed an issue that allows players to get trapped inside spawn closets. Sort of. Delivery boxes can now be placed in delivery lockers. Mining deposits and harvestables should no longer be obstructed by rocks and other geometry. Backpack should now be backpack space should now be depleted correctly when minerals are sold at so that's obviously when you go to prison. Alright, cool. So when you have your when you go to prison, it should now accept your rocks. Walking frame hospital should no longer be missing inner thought options and allow players to push them around, fixing an issue allowing players to buy commodities to ships that were not at their current location. Fixed 6 client crashes and 8 server crashes. So generally this patch is actually really, really good. There's only really 1 or 2 problems that I have. The biggest problem I have is that as soon as you've done the bounty hunter, the underground facility mission, the AI sees you as an enemy, friendly AI see you as an enemy, and will shoot at you and kill you if you stand around too long. So that is obviously a problem. The turrets will also fire at you if you're there after the mission is complete. They just simply need to add a cooldown or something that gives you time to leave the facility and, yeah, loot on the way is basic. Apart from that, there are a couple of times where the AI was still in the spawn closets, but for the most part, they're actually really, really good. I literally went down when I was doing the 890 jump mission. I was shot, killed, went down to downstate, and I'll put that video up as a later clip. And basically went through, and then the AI not only covered my body, but patrolled the area just to make sure that no one could save me. Now, obviously, they ended up getting shot, and the person who saved me was obviously able to do that. But it was incredible watching them sit there and just basically going through and monitoring the situation, and then when, like gunfire would happen, the others would run into that room to help their buddies out. So it was really, really cool. So the AI is really good at the moment, and by the way, they hurt. But like I say, guys, apart from that, the patch is actually really, really good. I've been playing it now for about 2 hours. Most of the AI is responsive. I can't let that now. Most of the AI is responsive, and like I say, just be warned when doing those underground facility missions. The AI will shoot you as soon as the mission is finished. If they can get that fixed, generally I think this is a go patch. So they need to get that fixed. So probably next patch is probably a go patch. I probably would say that's probably the only real major problem. Apart from that, everything else is seemingly working very, very well. I love the inventory system. I love the whole looting and everything like that. It's so cool. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, guys, if you think this video's been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Obviously, guys, I do stream on Twitch, which we are currently doing at the moment. So obviously, feel free to come and join us over there. We'll be playing for at least another hour or two. And we're just going to simply do bunker missions and shenanigans. But guys, yeah, apart from that, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. And obviously for guys on Twitch, hang around because we're going to keep playing the fuck out of this patch. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you guys soon.